What up, Lake Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame. As tonight we face the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. Little pregame with your boy DTLF. Welcome to live stream. Seems like it's been a while. It's been a couple of days, man. Unfortunately, the last time we played a team, which was the Miami Heat, we got left off with a bad flavor in our mouth, bad taste after we were playing so well. So hopefully tonight we can bounce back and get a dub. After this 2-game little losing streak, we need this one. It's going to be crucial, guys. It's going to be crucial down the stretch. But however, again, proud of the Lakers, baby. They've done okay by us this season. And I say okay because we won them in the playoffs every single season competing. So I'll say okay, but I'm still very proud of them. They've come a long way from that, 16-win season. So this one is nice. Definitely would like to collect as many dubs as possible. So I'm gonna try to throw this little thing here on as much as I can to finish the season. Unless, like I say, it looks like a simple game that we can win, I'm not gonna wear it. Don't want to wear out the luck, but other than that, I'll probably be throwing it on any other night. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. How you guys doing today? I'm doing great, man. I'm ready for this dub. Let's get it, baby. Like I said, we face the Indiana Pacers today in Bankers Life Fieldhouse Arena, and they are currently 40-30 on the season, so they're having themselves a pretty surprisingly good season as well after they traded Paul George. Now, we all know who the bad boy on that team is. We all know Victor Oladipo is a killer this season, and he's finally arrived to the NBA, right? He came out of Indiana, University of Indiana, and he's finally arrived. So I always knew he had potential under the right system. Look at him now. He's a two-way player, a very athletic guard who can get up and down, run fast break. Very like I said, he can finish in transition, hit shots, take you off the dribble, and he's just a very good young player. We're gonna have to watch for him tonight, as well as Miles Turner. Miles Turner is one of these new age big men who can bang down low, but also stretch the floor and hit outside shots. So those are very dangerous players. Both of them, they're a nice little 1-2 punch combo. I've been watching a little bit of the Pacers here and there. And they're only trailing the Cavs by, I think, half a game. So they're looking to get this dub as well. That's why I had to throw on the jacket today. Make sure we execute and finish. Let's get it. Let's get it. Ricky, thank you, bro. I appreciate the donation. My man. Jacket today. Yes, sir. Always feeling confident when I see that jacket. Dad, let's get this win. What's the main key for tonight? Main key for tonight is going to have to try to limit our turnovers, and that goes for our guards especially. Isaiah Thomas had a handful of them. Same thing with Lonzo. If they can limit their turnovers, I feel like the team is just that much more better at taking care of the ball. It starts with the guards. They're the head of the snake, so they got to lead this team properly tonight. We're gonna need some good production from Lonzo. I feel like he gave us a decent game the last game, but I want to see a better game. I want to see 16 points, 10 rebounds, 8-9 assists. That would be nice. But can't wait, man. I cannot wait. Yo, what's up, Dan? Ready for the dub? Yep, let's get it, baby. What's up, Delta Kill? How you doing? Gary Payton, the second contract. Oh, by the way, thank you for reminding me. Derek Williams' contract expired, looks like today, and the Lakers didn't go ahead and renew that, so that's unfortunate for him. We really didn't get to see much of him, so it's always tough when these 10-day contracts expire and you didn't really get to show your stuff. I'm sure he feels empty and like he could have displayed so much more, so that's always hard. Unfortunately, no Brandon Ingram today either, so that's a tough pill to swallow. We desperately need him. He's another floor general out there on the floor. He helps us push the pace. His mid-range game is probably the best on this team. And, he could take you off the dribble and finish as well. So, we're going to miss him dearly tonight. Still, I think he should be ready by the next game. From what I've heard, he's progressing extremely well, and they're just keeping him on the sideline. That way he doesn't re-aggravate nothing. We're going to have 3 days off after tonight. So, by Thursday, he should be ready. We need him desperately, as well as we need Josh Hart. But Josh Hart's a little further down the road, However, I believe tonight if we lock in, play good defense, get back in transition, limit turnovers, hit free throws, and knock down wide open shots, we're gonna have a great chance to close this game out tonight. But make no mistake, Indiana, like I said, they've won 40 games this season. They're not a joke at all. Victor Oladipo is a rising star in this league. Same thing with Miles Turner. A big fan of both of them. They're both really good young players. And, they're building something decent there in Indiana. So, Everybody thought they were going to fall off the face of the earth once they traded Paul George, and their general manager did a good job. Even though I didn't like the fact that he was snitching on Magic, but other than that, you know, it's good for the Pacers. They have a classy fan base, and they have always been loyal since I remember, since the Reggie Miller days. So, you know, good for them to have something to build on. However, I feel like we still have the brightest future in the NBA going forward, you know, with our youth, with Josh Hart, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle. With, you know, our young core is really, really special. Lonzo Ball. So I feel like next season is going to be off the chain, regardless of whoever we get. I cannot wait. But still, it's going to be a long summer. Got you guys here all summer long. Any questions, guys, right before we kick off this game tonight? Go ahead and hit me up. You know, I'm here for you right now. I'll be here post-game as well. But I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. Who do you guys think needs to get off tonight? I think Julius will have a good night. You know, him and Miles Turner are going to have a nice little matchup down low. Anybody else you guys want to see get off? Have you guys also been enjoying the March Madness tournament? It's been absolutely crazy. Top-seeded teams getting knocked off left and right. And Michigan State just got knocked off yesterday. That was a good game. You know, with Miles Bridges, one of my favorite college basketball players. But most of the high draft picks are off. We still got Kentucky on the board. We always know they always make it to the Final Four. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. What do you guys think so far? Why is Ennis a Laker? You know, that's a question I cannot answer. I'd love to answer it, but I feel just like you, man. I'm in question myself. So good question there. Dan Caleb is back for the Cavs. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate for us because the Cavs were in a little bit of a slump and our pick was getting higher. I still believe Caleb will make somewhat of a difference and help him, you know, level it out a little bit more. But, you know, a little sad for Ty Lue, who had to step down as head coach because of health issues. So, you know, prayers go out to him. But, yeah, that Cavs team with Kevin Love, he brings a little bit more stability, more floor spacing, and it makes it easier for LeBron to get in the lane and do whatever he needs to do. But we'll see what happens because it's gonna be an interesting playoffs this season, especially in the East. You know, the Eastern Conference, you just don't know who's gonna come out of there. It could be anybody. If Cleveland comes out, you know, well, hats off to them. They did it, and nobody's expecting them to come out at this point of the East with all their injuries and with their all their problems they've had this season. So, but I really don't think they're gonna come out. As far as the West is just as unpredictable this season, so I'm loving it. You know, what's going on with the Golden State Warriors with all their injuries? Will they recover and build that chemistry back up for the playoffs? Who knows? Most likely, yes, but you just never know. You know, come playoff time, any team could get hot, especially the team that has been hottest all season long, which is the Houston Rockets. They're my favorites to come out of the West. You know, I was listening to a podcast with Stephen A., and he was talking about how people who think the Rockets are coming out of the West are crazy. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. If they have home court advantage, if James Harden's hooping and Chris Paul's hooping, Chris Paul's been there before. You know, he has playoff experience. And they have a pretty solid, deep bench. I think it's even deeper than the Golden State Warriors. They have Eric Gordon coming off the bench. You know, they have good role players like Trevor Ariza as well. I think that team is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So, I can't wait till the playoffs start. Unfortunately, if the Lakers don't make it, that's a little bit tougher. You know, it's always much funner when the Lakers make it to the playoffs. So, it's been a pretty good dry spell, and I can't wait till we actually make it again. However, it's going to be fun, guys. Hey, thanks, Olsen. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, what's up, Riza? How you doing, bro? 40 wins? Yeah, I think so. I think we can get it, man. We just got to get back to playing the way we were playing and stop making so many mental mistakes. But we can definitely get to 40 wins if we start playing the same way we've been playing this month and the past month. So, Stephen A. thinks a fully loaded Oak squad will beat a fully loaded Houston squad. Maybe so. I mean, you know, till you knock off the champs, they're still the favorites. However, to think it's crazy that the Rockets have a chance, I think that's crazy. You know, the Rockets definitely have a chance this season. They've proved it during the regular season and in the playoffs. I think it's going to get it. That would be a great series, probably the funnest series to watch in a 7-game series this playoff. So, Dan, are you going to do a finals post game? If you guys want me to, I can cover all the playoffs for you guys, or at least the games I get to watch. However you guys want. This is our channel, guys. Always leave me suggestions. I appreciate you guys' input, you know, and I'll do what I can. But I got you guys regardless on the Lakers all summer long. Dan, are you going to do... Oh, I already answered that one. LA Forever says, what's up, bro? Damn, it's early game today. Yeah, man, at 4 o'clock. Pacific time. So yeah, I actually like early games because once they're done, maybe I can go out and work a little while or do something. But yeah, I like them early. The earlier, the better. Less anticipation for me. I'm always anticipating the game all day long. So the faster we get it out of the way, the better. Can't wait for this game tonight. Dan, did you watch the Laker film room video about Lonzo? Not yet. I haven't got around to that. Is it good? I'll definitely check it out. Any updates on Brandon Ingram? Yes. He is extremely close to returning. And the only reason they sat him out today is because we have 3 days off the next couple of days. We don't play again until Thursday. So they're just giving him that much more of a cushion to come back comfortably and not re-aggravate his injury. So that's about it. Dan, what did you say earlier about Gary Payton II? We haven't seen much of him. He still has a 45-day contract, I believe, but we really haven't seen nothing. Alex Caruso's contract expired, so I do expect to see him at some point on the court. But, man, Luke doesn't give these guys chances. I mean, Derek Williams literally probably got to see the floor like 3 times during his 10-day contract, and they were limited minutes, so it's tough. Dan, we need a win, man. We need all the wins we can get from now to end of the season just to give us a shot. But like I said, it's already been a successful season. We got past what the critics said we were going to get. That's always good. And we turned heads. So that's good. The way ESPN is talking about us now was not the way they were talking about us when the season came in. When the season came in, they were saying the Lakers don't have an identity. Who knows if free agents are ever going to want to come back? They still living in the glory days. All this negative stuff. Now it's Magic Johnson's done a great job. He drafted Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart. And now they're looking like a promising young core that anybody would be lucky enough to, join. And they're right in that aspect. We're definitely an up-and-coming young core. But, I mean, we've always been a sweet spot, a sweet landing spot. It's just that some superstars are afraid of the moment, and they rather join a super team than take command of their own team. But, that's all about to change soon. Stephen A. made a good point this morning on the radio. Again, I was working earlier. I was driving around. I was listening to his radio talk show. And he said that that superstars, for example, the Golden State Warriors, as long as they're winning, it's all good. But if they lose, it's all going to get mixed up. You never know. They might do a trade. Kevin Durant might opt out. So the league is predicated upon winning. Winning cures everything. But losing can always, opens up opportunities for other teams to pull up and snatch a superstar. So anything's possible. Anything is possible. Dan, your lighting is hecka dark today. Oh, I'm sorry about that, man. It's just, I don't know. So I guess it's gloomy today. Dan, do you think we should start someone else instead of Kuzma so we have more firepower off the bench? No. I like Kuzma starting. I think putting Isaiah Thomas back on the bench was good. We should have won the last game, except Isaiah Thomas and some poor coaching decisions helped us to a loss. Now, they weren't the sole reasons. During the course of a game, a lot of things happened that changed the outcome of the game. For example, missed free throws, turnovers. But I like the way our team is right now. And we'll see. We'll see how it looks today. We desperately need a win, and we need to be able to stop Victor Oladipo from coming in the paint and slashing in there, just reaping havoc, kicking out to shooters and all this kind of stuff he does. So, yes, sir. We got the jacket today, King C. Yeah, we do need. I covered that earlier. Supercharger. I agree. We need Lonzo to play a lot better. We were just unbeatable when he came off of injury. We were like on a 5-game win streak. Lonzo was looking sensational, and then all of a sudden his shot stopped falling. I felt like his confidence wasn't there anymore, and as a result, he stopped playing with the same energy and passion and IQ that he was. So it's all in his head. He's been like this all season. He's been up and down, up and down, up and down. Oh, let's get it up again, baby. Let's get it up. Lonzo needs to learn how to shoot. Not just that, he needs to learn how to impact the game when his jumper's not falling, to go away from it. The last game, he did a good job of impacting the game even though his shot wasn't falling. He tried shooting the first 2 times. After that, he was cutting, getting teammates involved, finishing inside, doing a little bit different stuff. So, that's what he got to do. Are you going to do another live stream this season? You mean during the game? We'll see. We'll see, man. If we're playing for something down the stretch, definitely going to come live to you guys. I got you guys. But it all depends on if we're playing for something or if it's just, just regular games. So hopefully we are playing for something down the stretch, but who knows? Anything can happen from here to the end of the season. It's not looking likely, but we got to keep hope alive, Laker Nation. Let's keep it up. Safe to say, no playoffs this year? Nah, man. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. Anything's possible from here to the end of the season. Got to keep hope alive. I just mentioned that. But, I mean, it's something you can always question. Do we really need the jacket tonight? Also, are we wearing the jacket for the rest of the season? I'm going to try to throw it on as many games as possible. Except for, like I said, if we playing some lower level tanking team. But other than that, I'm going to try to wear this baby out, man, because we need all the wins we can get. Yes, I respect the Pacers enough to throw on the jacket. The Pacers are, what, like the 5th seed in the East, but they're basically a half game behind the Cavs for that 3rd slot. So they're a pretty good team this year. I've mentioned it earlier in the video. You got to respect them, man. They got 2 very, very good players and a bunch of good role players. So we'll see. Dan, why would you want a superstar to come in and call the Lakers his team when we already have Ball, Ingram, Kuzma to do that? I would hinder their growth and confidence. Or you can look at it from the opposite end of the spectrum. They can learn leadership from one of these stars. Let's say LeBron comes. They can learn leadership from him when he retires in 2 to 3 years. Then they could take over the reins. There's never any rush to push these guys to become leaders. Or one of them could become a sidekick and they can fall in line. You know, 3rd, 4th option. And we can win a championship, which is what it's all about. That's why you never question the acquisition of superstars. You can never question that because that's a good problem to have. The more better players you have on your team, the more competitive you are, the better your team becomes, the more younger players learn. That way, when those players retire, guess what? Who's the next ones in line waiting? So I don't see it as a bad thing, man. A lot of people, I get what you guys are saying. Hey, you know, these guys look like they're ready to explode onto the scene next season. But you can't never count your chickens before they hatch. You don't know what you're going to have next season. What if an injury occurs? God forbid it, but I'm just saying. Somebody goes down. I don't want to name any names and jinx it. And then, you know, you didn't get the superstar. Now you're having another season where you're just looking atrocious again. You know, Can't take no chances. Always improve your team. That should always be your goal every season. That's what good front offices do, and that's why they stay competitive. Teams like the Spurs are always looking to improve. You know, the Spurs didn't say, "Hey, we already have Manu, Tim Duncan, and you know, why bring on LaMarcus?" No, you know, I know it defeats the logic, but my point is, if you can improve, you always do it. It's a good problem to have. How many more years for NBA teams to start fearing playing us like the Kobe era? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I think Kuzma eventually is going to come into his zone. I think he's going to be a killer in this league. I really do. I'm not going to go as far as to say something blasphemic like he's going to be the next Kobe or something like that. But I think he's going to be somebody the league's going to fear for years to come. I see that killer in him. I just see it. It's been there all season long. That's why he's one of my favorites. I think Brandon hasn't developed that killer yet, but at times he shows that leadership, and he can also take over games. I think Lonzo has shown it this season. He's taken over a couple of games here and there. So it's only a matter of time, man. I can't put a pinpoint an exact time or date, but I hope that by next season everybody fears us as a young up-and-coming team. You know, not as an individual killer on this team, but just an up-and-coming team, you know. Randall has to stay as well. He's become a killer himself in the paint. So teams already fear him. You know, they don't even want to guard him. You could tell when, you know, there's 2 sides to every coin flip. And I remember early in his career, people used to say that Randall is like a bull in a china shop, very sloppy. I myself have mentioned those words. So he's under control. He's still the same bull. He's just much more under control. And people fear, you know, the banging of bodies. They don't want to get injured and stuff. So Julius is like some people compare him to Charles Barkley, some to Zach Randolph, but the bottom line is he's always compared to the banging, like the banger type player, the old school 90s, 80s basketball type player, and that's a breath of fresh air in a league where everything's so soft you can't even sneeze on a player or it gets called a foul. So I want more players like these, more of the Draymond Green types, the Julius Randle types, you know, the brute force guys. Maybe they can change the identity of the league again and make it a man's league, you know. So, yeah, man, it's always fun seeing Julius bang down low. It's fun seeing, you know, Lonzo get out and transition, push the pace, and just find teammates. It's fun seeing Brandon Ingram hit him with them little turnaround jump shots in the mid-range or just use his footwork to get to the basket. You know, it's fun seeing Kuzma be that killer that he has been for the most part this season and just take over games at times like he did that Boston Celtic game and like he did the last game we won versus Denver. So I'm telling you guys, we have a super bright future and it's so worth the wait. So worth it. I think rookies are going to step up big time after the first season. Ingram and Randall too, like Giannis. Yeah, and to me, I always go back and I look at different websites and I compare, young stars when they really started ascending and taking off. Most of them, they start taking off in their third or fourth year. So we saw that with Julius. He's finally starting to take off. This is his fourth year. He's basically a walking double-double. He in his career, and during the peak of his career, he's going to be an 18-10 guy, in my opinion, maybe even more. So I'm so happy we held on to the right people. Jordan Clarkson was with us for 4 seasons, and I think this is the peak of his career. I think this is what he's going to become. He's finally starting to hit his stride. A great 6th man of the year type candidate, and when he hits his prime, but. He was a tradable asset. As much as it hurt me to let him and Nance go, they were both tradable assets. Players that it hurts to trade them, but you can sure as heck replace them. So Julius Randle is different. He's somebody you don't see come around every so often. Brandon Ingram is different in my opinion as well. Very lanky, very versatile. Somebody you don't see 6'10" guys handling the ball like that. Coast to coast without losing it or turning it over. You don't see. Guys like Lonzo that want to get teammates involved and you don't see a lot of rookies come in and make the impact that Kyle Kuzma has made as well. And I'm forgetting Josh Hart. Josh Hart, another great young rookie, very defensive oriented, defensive minded. In my opinion, I think if he isn't already, he's gonna be the best defender on our team for years and years to come. So everybody, if they buy into their role and with better coaching, if Luke improves his coaching or even if we fire him and get a better coach. I think this team is just going to keep propelling forward year after year after year, and the sky is the limit. We could maybe be a dynasty in the making. That's the best case scenario. If we win 2 to 3 championships, maybe 4, you just never know. So you got to hold on to this young talent because they have shown us enough promise moving forward that we can buy into that stock, buy into that future. Do you think LaMelo could start for the Lakers? I doubt it. Right now, he's still too raw. I'm not looking at LaMelo as a future Laker anyways. I'm not sure if I want all that drama. I watched the show and he seems very immature. I don't think he even wants it. Sometimes I feel like he's being forced to chase a certain path. I mean, he wants to get out of Lithuania quickly, and his father's telling him, "No, son, you gotta be here." And he looks destroyed. At times I even feel bad for him. So it's tough. Hey, thanks, Fresco. I appreciate you, man. Mad respect right back to you. But we'll see. Without Randall, we ain't nothing. I wouldn't say that, Sidewalk University. I agree with you. Randall's a beast. But even before he was beasting, we showed a lot of promise. So I wouldn't say we ain't nothing. We got a lot of young talent regardless. But we do need to re-sign Randall. I do agree that he's a crucial piece to this puzzle moving forward. So we definitely got to get him back. Coach of the year for Luke if we make the playoffs next year. Coach of the year, it's too early. You don't know what's going to happen in a year. So I don't even want to get into next year's potential, record or nothing like that. We'll see. Dan, once again, Miles Turner not playing tonight. Okay, well, there's a little update for you guys. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Yamilet Colton or Cologne. Sorry, I got your name wrong. What time is the game? Is at 4 Pacific time. So it's about to start in less than 30 minutes. Teams are adjusting to Lonzo. That tells me he will be great. Yeah, you know what? I don't think his team's adjusting to Lonzo so much as just him mentally struggling. I feel like when the game is going good, when his shot's falling, and he feels that confidence, he just plays with an extra pep to his step. Again, I've been saying it all season. To me, he needs to get his conditioning up because at times I feel like he takes breaks and when he's firing on all cylinders, running up and down the court, he's just a defensive demon and he can just get in those passing lanes and wreak havoc. He never gives up on play, so I love that defensively. He might turn the ball over, but he'll go back. We've seen it, time and time over and over that he'll run back on defense, block a shot or poke it away and not give up the easy basket. Those are all signs of a leader. You lead by example. If you're playing that hard and going the extra mile on defense, the rest of the team will fall in line. So Lonzo just has an incredible value to this team. And at times he's even the heartbeat. Him and Randall have been 2 of the biggest heartbeats on this team. So we'll see. Turner is playing? Yeah, I thought so. I thought Turner was playing. I didn't hear nothing about that. So I'm not sure, guys, what it is. But he should be playing. Last update I read was that he was playing, so we'll see. D'Angelo Russell is a baller. Y'all gotta chill disrespecting the kid. Nobody ever said he was not a baller, you know. But he's just very immature, and if he ever comes into his mature side, then he's gonna be dangerous in this league. I agree. He's very talented, but the immaturity is off the charts, man. His immaturity and LaMelo's immaturity, you know, when D'Angelo first came into the league, just reminds me of each other, man. Honestly, LaMelo and D'Angelo, you know, they got to get they have to get their IQ up on the court and off the court, because you got to lead by example. If you're the point guard, you got to lead on and off. Honestly, you can't be, you know, what he did. I understand it was a mistake, but he's made several of them off the court. So he just needs to get back on his grind and just focus on basketball, in my opinion, D'Angelo. Another thing I really dislike is that he seems to get injured a lot. So that's the only problem I have with D'Angelo. And very inconsistent, I agree with that. But other than that, I mean, the talent is there. He definitely has talent. His ceiling, to me, though, is going to be that of a streaky shooter, like a J.R. Smith type. Not athletically, but just like the way they can get hot at times. I just don't see it consistently. But again, we can't fully judge a player till he hits that third or fourth season. So we'll see. LaMelo is 16, though. It isn't surprising that he's immature. Well, I'll tell you what, man. LaMelo has great role models to follow. I mean, his dad is he's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He's a mogul, basically. You know, building his own brand. And he also has Lonzo, who's already an NBA player, future star in the league. I mean, he shouldn't be that immature. As immature as he is, sometimes I feel like he has ADD. I feel sorry for the kid. It's hard for him to pay attention. You know, when I was 16, I was a lot more mature than that. So maybe I can't relate. But it's just, I don't know. LaMelo just drives me crazy when I watch that show, Ball in the Family. I just seen the episode with my girl last night, and I don't see that fire, that hunger in him. Even, you know, there's some 16-year-olds that you could see the fire. You could tell they're going to be special. You know, like that one kid coming out of high school, Zion Williams or something like that. You know, some kids just have it, man. You could just tell. They're going to be special in the league when they get here. They're going to make their mark. And some kids just look like they're going through the motions. You know, case in point, LaMelo Ball. So one thing that used to piss me off about D'Angelo, I love the kid. Everybody who's been watching this channel knows that I've always been a supporter of his. But the one thing that used to piss me off about him was his attitude. You know, anytime he had to answer questions to the media, he always basically wanted to just like half-ass everything and just basically like discard the media. Well, you got to do your responsibilities on and off the court. You know, you got to act professional. So, but we'll see, man. That kid, I mean, like I said, he has a lot of potential, and we'll see. Dan, did you see how he pissed LeVar got at LiAngelo for getting tatted? He was fired. Yeah, you know what? LeVar had the right to get upset because, again, he's living under his roof and he provides everything that the kid needs. So you do got to play by your parents' rules as long as you don't pay bills and stuff, you know? But, yeah, I totally understand. I mean, LeVar should have been pissed, and I actually think he got off the hook easily. I mean, my mom would have been super, but she wouldn't have talked to me for like a month had I did something like that. But, you know, to each his own. Bronny is an amazing passer. Melo is super cocky, kind of like Kobe. Nah, I would not compare Melo to Kobe because Kobe had an insane work ethic that I just don't see in the young kid. And that's just that's the start of it, you know. Kobe was also ultra athletic and he worked super hard. So, nah. LaMelo to me reminds me a lot of D'Angelo Russell, and I think you know, minus some of the talent that D'Angelo has even. I don't think he's super duper talented. I mean, he has the potential to become super talented. He has the size. You know, he has good decent handling abilities. He just needs to get his IQ up and needs to be a more consistent shooter and stop firing half-court shots and learn how to play defense. That's the most important thing. So, but again, everybody has their own opinions. Some people buy into all the hype, you know. But I've always thought we got the best ball son, you know, and Lonzo. Lonzo has all the tools. Great passer, highly intelligent, responsible on and off the court. You never hear nothing negative attached to his name, you know, off the court, like his middle brother or nothing like that. So I feel like we got the best ball brother, and that's probably the only one we're going to end up with. I'd be surprised if another ball brother makes it to the Lakers. Don't compare anyone to Kobe again. Facts. Yeah, it's hard, man. You can't find a comparison like that because that guy was just a freak of nature and just just a gym rat. You know, something you don't. It's hard to find in kids these days. That's why I was impressed with Julius Randle's ability to, you know, in one season transform his body. That shows that he wants it. You know, Lakers do need to learn to play defense. Yeah, well, we've improved this season. You know, big time. We've become one of the top 10 better defensive teams in the league. However, pick and rolls kill us, and, you know, rotating out to shooters and communication, we definitely got to work on that. So I agree with you. Do you think we signed Jello for Summer League? I mean, there's never a bad risk in trying somebody out for Summer League or something like that. So you never know. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see what Magic does. We know with all the drama his pops has brought to us this season. I'd be shocked if anybody else makes it to the Lakers from that family. But you just never know. If the talent trumps it all, then it's worth taking a risk. Otherwise, then it's not even worth it, you know? Even if LiAngelo was a great shooter and... I'm not sure what you mean, bro. We improved from 30th last year to 11th in defense. Well, 11th. I was close. That's a top 10, so 11th. That's close enough, man. And we, you know, the goal should be to be a top 5 or top 3 defensive team. But again, we're young, we're working, we're striving towards it, you know. Every time I say Lonzo don't score 20 or over, Lakers lose. It's not to me how much he's scoring. To me is just the way he's playing in general. Like when he's just looking to mix it up and be aggressive, things bode well for the Lakers, you know. But I get your point. The aggression offensively never hurts. I like Jello. He went 60-0 at Chino Hills. Again, but that's just high school. And were they playing, you know, the top talent of high school kids, or were they playing other rich schools and stuff? You just never know. So I'm not sure about that. But Jello to me is at best, if he makes the NBA, he would make you know, at his peak, he would be a good bench player, maximum. I don't see him starter material or even star player. So I don't know. That's just me based on what I've seen. I've been watching basketball for a while, and those kids just don't wow me. The young one has a little bit of a higher ceiling, but mentally he's just not there to me. You know, he needs to get his grind up big time. And he needs to learn how to focus when adults are talking to him. Don't disrespect. He disrespected his coach from Lithuania, texting after their first game instead of listening to the coach. You know, even though they speak a different language, they get the translation or whatever. So you gotta be intelligent. You gotta want it. You know, if he doesn't make it over there, he's not gonna make it over here. So he needs to make it over there first. JC was willing to play the 6th man, though, and he is very good. IT doesn't want to be the 6th man now, so the Lakers miss score off the bench. They need a score off the bench. And you know what? We can draft a scorer off the bench. You can, you know, there's a lot of guards that can score. I like that Diallo kid from Duke, or is it Kentucky? Duke or Kentucky? I'm not sure who he plays for, but I think it's Duke. Yeah, I like that Diallo kid. He's a project, and maybe we can get him in the 2nd round. You never know. He might slip. So remember, Jordan Clarkson slipped to the 2nd round. Nobody knew who he was out of Missouri. You can always find these steals in the draft, players like that. They're not irreplaceable. They are good commodities, however. I mean, Jordan Clarkson was on a good contract, and he was a very affordable player for his production. But again, you can always find those type players through the draft or through free agency. You know, so the trade was good for us. Is Lonzo scared to play good at Staples? I don't know, man. Again, it's just a mental thing for me. You know. Dan, should we draft Grayson Allen? Oh, please, don't give me that kid. Don't give me Grayson Allen. To me, he would be the perfect Celtic because he fits right in with their schemes. I don't want Grayson Allen, man. I know he's talented, but he's just so dirty, man. He's so dirty, and he seems like a super douche. I don't think I want to play a kid like that attached to the Lakers name. Kentucky. He plays for Kentucky? Yeah, that kid, Diallo. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace and love. Go Lakers. Hashtag DTLF. All right, bro. Peace out, man. Much love. Diallo's from Kentucky, Dan. I'm a fan of college basketball team. Yeah, I like Kentucky. Like I said, this year I haven't watched a lot of college basketball. I've been watching some March Madness here and there, but I haven't had a lot of time to get into it like that. So I always got confused whether he was from Duke or Kentucky. But I've seen him play a couple of times. And I really like the kid's potential. He's still very raw, you know, as a guard, but he's ultra athletic. He can finish at the basket. I think he could develop that jumper consistently, and he just needs to get his handles tight, and maybe he could be that six-man type player for us. So there's always options, guys, you know, to the draft. I feel like some of the better NBA teams are now built through the draft. So maybe he can replace some of the production we lost in that JC trade. And, you know, we can still get those max free agents, and it's going to be looking good, you know. Brandon Ingram's not playing, Matt. Sorry to tell you that. Yeah, he should be back the next game for sure, though. Are you coming back at the half? Not at the half mark, but I'm going to be dropping that post game, so tune in. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, though. That's going to wrap it up for me. And we'll see what happens after the game. Go Lakers. Let's get this dub. We got about 11 minutes till tip-off. I hope you guys enjoy the game. And you know, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for all the support. And I'll see you guys in the post game. Peace out, Laker Nation. I'll catch you guys after the game. Go!